Hey, Dr. Shetlin here. I just want to take just a moment to go over how our immune system really works. And we've known this for a long time, but I do want to point out that even in this modern day of 2020, us doctors, we don't have it all figured out. The human body is a micro-universe. We're getting pretty good at dialing it, but we're still not perfect. So understand this basic thing. Your immune system is incredible. The human body is amazing, and it's complicated. So we have this, I call a health threshold. And as long as we don't have something that crosses that threshold where we see symptoms, where we're sick, or now the symptoms are showing up, we're healthy. And healthy people don't make healthy people sick. Even the CDC is saying that we have to have a 15-minute exposure to somebody who is sick, not healthy, sick. And our immune system has to be compromised, that immunity is lowered for some reason, lack of sleep, poor diet, poor nutrition, stress, those things lower our immune system. So now it's lowered, so when we're exposed to something, it's already above that threshold and we're going to get sick or see some symptoms. But if our health threshold's up here because we're doing the right things, boom, our immune system responds quickly and we never see symptoms. We may not even know that we're sick or that we were ever exposed to anything. That's awesome. That is a healthy human being. That is not a walking zombie. That's not somebody who should be judged and ridiculed because they're not wearing a mask. They're a healthy human being. Healthy people do not make healthy people sick. Please understand that viruses, bacteria, even cancer, they're opportunistic. What that means is if our immune system is compromised due to those reasons I just told you, then they take hold, and that's when we get sick, diseased, that kind of stuff. So we want to do steps. We got to take ownership, not blame everybody else for, oh my gosh, they're not wearing masks, they're going to get people sick, they're going to get me sick. No. We're going to get sick if our health is compromised. So we need to do the right things, get the right amount of sleep. Good doses of vitamin C, vitamin D. Quinine is a natural thing you can do. And yes, for fact checkers, quinine is not hydrochloroquine. Hydrochloroquine is where the medical companies, where Big Pharma has taken quinine and tweaked the molecule so it's not natural anymore, so they can now patent it to make their drug. That's how they make money. They can't patent things that are natural. So are they the same? By definition, no. Are they very similar? Yes. Do they come from the same roots? Pretty much. Do they have the same properties? Yes. Saying quinine is not the same as hydrochloroquine, so don't do this. You're not going to get the same results. That's like saying garlic and aspirin are not the same. Obviously, they're not the same, but they both are blood thinners. They both have blood thinning properties. So just kind of, come on, fact checkers, be realistic when you're trying to put information out there and debunk people from learning good, healthy things they can do naturally. So let's do the things to boost our immune system naturally so that we can help fight disease or sickness better. If our immune system's up higher, we're either going to get exposed to something and not get it at all, which means we're not going to get anybody sick. Or if our immune system is compromised, we are more likely to get sick with that. Doesn't mean we're going to get it every time, but we're more likely. So take some ownership and boost up your immune system naturally. You know, we used to think that with the germ theory over 100 years ago, it's like, achoo, oh, now you're going to get sick because I was sick. That's been debunked a long time ago. There would be a fishing boat of 15 people, and one person would get sick, and all of a sudden 2 more people get sick. And that's it. The whole boat didn't get sick. Just like I know you've been sick in your family, and other family members have not gotten sick in your household. Maybe one, but not everybody. That's because their immune systems were elevated where they should be. They weren't compromised to be more susceptible when they were exposed. When I interviewed the family, the first death in Utah, great example how the gentleman that passed away, bless his heart, he'd just gone the day before to a family function, and there were 63 family members there. Then he's in the hospital the next day and dies shortly thereafter. And one of his daughters was in there with him the whole 7 hours, his last 7 hours of life. Fully exposed, close quarters, no mask. I can't remember if she had a mask or not, but it was close quarters. She didn't even get sick. She didn't even show antibodies because her immune system was so high, the exposure didn't even trigger anything. Out of the 63 people, everybody didn't get it. It's not like it passes that way. So out of a family of 63, 3 people got sick. 10 tested positive, and 3 people got sick. And some were hardly any symptoms, and one was pretty intense, but they treated it like a flu and bounced back. Now, granted, some people are dying from this, and some people are getting deathly sick. But we, as society, cannot shut down the world for the few that's going to happen to, because we're dying from other things too, folks. I mean, alcoholism's up like crazy, domestic abuse, suicide. Gosh, there's just so many other things out there that we have to look at it. Man, we can't look at just this one thing with this tunnel vision. It's unhealthy for all of us. So in closing, I just want to say, look, really strive to be healthy yourself. Stop guilting people, or hopefully you're not one of those, but we should be guilting each other for our lack of ownership of our own health to try to be healthy, to help prevent disease. And just love one another. Love your neighbor. Man, we're all in this together. We can just be jerks to each other and push through it and hate each other on the other end and really destroy society, or we can love one another. We can forgive one another. We can have understanding for one another. We can support one another. Somebody's sick, we can make meals and bring them over for one another. But we just don't need to be putting all this weird guilt on each other. That's not what humanity is about. So that's all I got for you tonight. Love to everybody out there in the big world. Dr. Shetlin.